New Thought Media Network proudly presents Lindsay Leimbach, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And now, here's Lindsay.
Hey everyone, I'm here. Thank you so much for joining me, PIP, Practicing Infinite Possibilities. So those here, can you guys see this? On the West Coast, thinking happy thoughts in my coffee mug, and those on the East Coast, maybe you guys are having some lunch. So why are we here today? Well, we're here because thinking happy thoughts, that's what we all would like to do. Have this happy feeling inside of this as well-being. And maybe people would say, well, not even really happy, Lindsay. It's more like, I just want to feel centered, more at peace. And we can do this. And this is what our class is about, or this talk is about today. We're going to be talking about the 3 kinds of practices, and how these 3 kinds of practices not only can be done practically when you really understand them, but they actually change the neurology of your brain, which is a course I'm going to be teaching later, but I'll talk to you about that next week on Zoom. Okay, let's talk about these 3 practices. Let's dive really into this, okay? I want to tell you guys something. Now, of course, I'm being vulnerable and giving it all to you all, but I lost 25 pounds. 25 pounds from January 1st till about March 15th. January 1st to March 15th. That was it. My goal was, let me just tell you, was not 25 pounds. My goal was 10. I just wanted to do 10, but I was a solid 25 overweight. But I didn't want, but I was practicing infinite possibilities. So I needed to start my practice. Now, the first thing I needed to do in starting my practice of losing weight was really to accept who I am. Because when you go in and you don't accept what the scale, and I'm giving you this real practical thing, but I got on that scale and I said, oh dear. To be honest, I weighed as much as I did when I was pregnant. That is a lot. So anyway, I didn't want to beat myself up on that. I wanted to really accept it. And I didn't want to have that trigger of like, oh, repulsion. Because when you do, see, the brain, what it does is it likes to either learn through sticks, or it likes to learn through carrots, meaning through punishment or carrots. But I didn't want to punish myself, because that's then just reinforcing the negative belief system that I'm not good enough. And I am good enough, even if I'm 25 pounds overweight. That doesn't define me. I just want to be healthier. So I wanted to be able to accept it, accept this weight. So I look at scaling. This is where my beginning. I need to do the beginning. And I needed to accept looking around my household. How is my household reinforcing this? How is that happening? And I look around in the kitchen. I'm like, I got cookies. I got cakes. I got bagels. I got cream cheese everywhere. So you know what? I know that I have to accept that I really didn't set myself up to be practicing the best, actually to be practicing things that I already have in a habitual repetition that reinforces this 25 pounds. So after I accepted it, then I had to let go. So there's 2. We're going acceptance, letting be is the first practice. Letting go. I had to let go of any angst I had about this. I had to get myself saying, you know, the bagels are out. I had to let go of setting myself up for failure. I had to let go with the belief system that something was wrong, because it wasn't wrong. I'm just now on a better, healthier practice. And then I had to let in. Now, I'm going to break this down to you guys soon on a slide, but let me just say it. Let, let, let be, let go, and let in. Now, what is let in? Let in is you right here, right now with me. Let in is saying, I'm showing up to make a difference in my life. I'm going to bring the good in. I'm going to bring this good inside of me. Okay. So let's take that. That would be that you put healthier snacks, right? That would be letting that you actually have mantras in your head saying, I can do this. I look at that. Thank you so much. Let be, let go, let in. And let in is where you're setting yourself up for success, and you're not doing it in a rigid way, because that's why I'm talking about practicing infinite possibilities. Remember when I went and I said, listen, I would like to be a healthier weight, 10 pounds less than I am now. But when I got myself into the practice, when I got myself into that practice, I could go 10 pounds less. And when I started to have a new habit, I went 15. And then I realized this isn't that hard. See, I had to let go of the belief system that it was hard. I had to let go the belief system that I didn't have control of my weight. I had to let all that go so I could let in that I do have control, that I do am able to set myself up for infinite possibilities of doing it in a healthier, better way. You know what the interesting thing about letting in I did when I lost this weight? I drank 32 ounces of water. Now, I want you to know, I think it's 8 ounces of water is a pound. So if you think about that, that is 4 pounds of water. I was bringing in 4 pounds of water, but I was losing weight. That's it. Bring in the good and allow things to let go. And then you're able to achieve what you desire, the good desire. The good desire. All right, now let me make this into, I've given you a practical. I did this. I did this 3 concepts of letting be, letting go, and letting in, and it helped me drop all that weight. Let's make it in what Rick Hansen has. I have this great saying Audra made for me, and I want to thank you so much. Rick Hansen, who is a psychologist out of Berkeley, and he is the author that I love so much when it comes to understanding mindfulness and how your brain actually changes through your practice. And he breaks it this way, and I love it. Think of it as a garden, these 3 practices. You have to first observe your garden. I had to observe my household. I had to be aware, accept what's going on, explore it. You know, what is going on in this garden? Whatever you're trying to practice, what is really happening? And I want you to know that is the definition of mindfulness. That is the definition of mindfulness. Being here right now without those past stories, allowing yourself to really observe the truth of what's going on without labeling it as bad, without labeling it as heavy or fat or ugly or wrong or non-lovable, but observe, what are we working with? What is the garden we're working with? Okay. And then when you see it without that negative belief system, you have to realize you can start letting go things. Okay. And when you're able to let go things that are not serving you anymore, that are not cultivating happy thoughts, not cultivating happy actions, not cultivating joy in your heart, that is actually putting a lid and that belief system that you're not good enough. When you can start letting that go, and you have to get that off your plate or get it out of your garden or get it out of your refrigerator, whatever way you want to say it, then you're able to let in. Then you have room to plant the seeds, to plant the seeds. to plant the seeds of good, right? And that's why we're here. PIP, New Thought Media Network, all these other people that speak on this, all the books that you read. I mean, you could go into the books like my book that I'll be talking about with Neurodharma, right, for my upcoming class, and I'll tell you more about that later. But another book that we're going to be talking about coming up is The Practice of Joy. This is all about letting in. Let in your good so you can blossom, so you can grow. All right, I want to read this quote by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Any natural human being faced with any kind of loss will go from shock all the way through acceptance. Now, of course, she's talking about the grieving process, that you go through the shock and you go through all these feelings and the emotions, and you have to get to acceptance, because then that's where you start to grow again, which is really talking about the letting be. She's talking about that we need to work to let be, to accept where we're at. It is what it is, guys. As Rev Melissa says, now o'clock. Now o'clock. It's not 2 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. That's all irrelevant. You guys know that it's 9:11 my time, but 12:11 in my parents' time or in Florida where they're at. So time is irrelevant. Time is a fixated thing that we all are actually experiencing when you talk about the clock time differently. But it's now o'clock to all of us. Now o'clock right now, where we get to accept and do this practice. Do this practice cultivating who we want, cultivating, oh, I want to say hi to Wayne, cultivating it in Canada, right? Now o'clock. Eckhart Tolle said, the moment that judgment stops through acceptance of what is, you are free of the mind. You have made room for love. You've made room for joy. You've made room for peace. When the mind stops trying to hide on what is not happening right now. So in other words, when I go in denial, go back to my weight. Oh, that's too much. I can't do it. And my mind's in this. I'm always going to be heavy. This is the way it is. This is aging. This is menopause. All these belief systems that I had going on, allowing myself to be as heavy as I used to be when I was, carrying a child. I had to accept that I am here right now and I get to make the decision right now and accept with love that I have the internal power to change my mindset. If you change your mindset, you change your thoughts. If you change your thoughts, you change your brain. If you change your brain, which is the organism in here, then you change your thoughts, you change your mind, and you start cycling in the right direction of creating who you really are. All right, that's a lot. I know that's a lot. But I want you to know acceptance is part of the practice. It's not part of it. It is the beginning of a solid practice. You have to accept where you're at right now with love. And then we go into the let go. So this is what Marianne Williams said. We do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. So that's what she's saying, is when you need to let go of the past. Let it go. Why are you carrying the past of who you are? I'm older, I'm heavy, whatever. I ate those donuts, that's who I am. But I'm making that really superficial because I'm just talking about my weight. But you know that inner child of maybe you believed that you're not good enough, you're not lovable enough because that's what your parents told you, or you had a traumatic experience, or this is how you learned it, whatever it is. If you carry that past into the present moment, then it becomes alive in the now o'clock. And it shouldn't be alive in the now o'clock. We need to let it go so you have some space in your mind, in your thoughts, in your brain, to put in the good, to put that good right in there. So this is what Jack Kornfield said. Let go does not mean to get rid of. Okay, let me say it again. Let go does not mean to get rid of. Let go means to be. Let go means to accept the now o'clock time, the present moment. When we let go with compassion, things come to us and we can own them. So we have to let go of the past with compassion. Now, let me really explain why you have to let go with compassion. Because if you let go with hate, if you let go with disdain, if you let go with resentment, it's like putting a tattoo on your heart, right? If you say that you're going to let go and not talk to that person or have that experience, and it's really in the negative, when we go into understanding the science, that memory is actually imprinted into the amygdala. It's a fear-based place that keeps this part of your brain, that keeps you aware of it so it won't happen again. And it's always on guard. So are you really letting go? Maybe for that moment, but it pops right back up. As soon as that person's name is said or an experience that's similar to it, it pops right back up. So we have to learn how to let go of things that don't serve us from the past and allow them to program into our brain with not hatred, not disdain. I'm not saying that you have to be happy that they happened. We can learn and grow from them, but we do not have to have that reaction of bitterness from it. We can let go the bitterness. I'm not saying let go of the memory. Okay? So when we let go of that bitterness, then we're allowed and we're developing, okay? We're planting the seeds, So Lao Tzu said, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. I love that. Let me say it again. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Meaning, when you let go of those past memories and judgments who are defining you and keeping that lid on, then you're making space to let it in. Let in the good. Let that in, girlfriend. Let in the good, okay? Carl Jung. So Lao Tzu obviously is from the Tao, and I think that was written 2,500 years ago, 3,000 years ago. I get kind of confused. It was way back, out of India, came out of China. Carl Jung, much more our contemporary, he said, when I am not what happened to me. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. You can see the reading part of me is like, but that's okay. The talking part goes fast. Let me do it again. I am not what happened to me. I am not what happened to me. Okay. I am what I choose to become. That is the ability to sit with letting be. So I choose to accept my present moment as it is and see it without disdain, without great emotion, without that, with that observer mind, with the observer mind, so I can really see what's going on. How am I setting myself up to lose weight or gain weight? Having a whole bunch of crackers and candy in my house is setting myself up for failure. Who's responsible for that? Me. So then I need to let go. Let go that I think that I need to drinking 4 pounds of water today is a bad thing because it's going to make me heavier. I need to let go those concepts and bring in the healthy concepts. Have room inside of you for those healthy concepts, those belief systems. I'm saying concepts, but they're belief systems. You have to be able to allow some room. So while we're doing this, we're having the 3 practices. And that is what, and I'm going to show up real quick, Neurodharma by Rick Hansen. He is teaching that's his big thing. How do you change the brain to change the mind? So neuroplasticity, how do you actually rewire so you can let go, and then you can rewire so you can let in? And this is the course I'm teaching on Wednesday on Zoom. I think I have a flyer. I just want to throw it up real quick. If anyone is interested in doing this, the mindful awareness and practice, the heightened happiness, we're really going to get into the down deep practice of rewiring our brain so we can have happier thoughts. By having happier thoughts, or we're going to say more peaceful, calm thoughts. They don't necessarily always have to be happy, but more centered thoughts. Then we're rewiring our brain. Just get in touch with me, and I would love everyone to come. I want you to know, I do not want you to think that finance is an issue. So just tell me if you have difficulty. But it is on Zoom, and it is at noon my time, so 3 o'clock East Coast time. But what we're going to dive into is, how do you wire your brain to peacefully go into letting be, letting go, and letting in? Letting be, letting go, and letting in. This is what Rick Hansen, now I'm going to hold up a piece of paper, said. We want the good to let in, to collect an implicit memory deep down your brain. In the famous saying, neurons that fire together wire together, the more you get your neurons firing in positive facts, the more they'll be wiring up positive neural structures. Okay, this is we're doing brain stuff, guys, here. But brain stuff is the stuff that the divine universe gave us to work with to make the choice, right? Taking in the good is a brain science, savvy and psychologically skillful way to improve how you feel, get things done, and treat others well. In addition to being good for adults, it's great for children, helping them to become more resilient, confident, and happiness. That is what this is about. So I want you to know this is what PIP's about. Practicing infinite possibilities is, I am hopefully helping you become more aware of what is going on without judgment, in a mindful way, then being able to then let go of what is not serving you in a non-judgmental way, so then you can then have room in your garden of your brain, the garden of the energy of the divine source inside of you, to plant the seeds and allow them to grow into magnificent ways. So let's quickly, not quickly, but in 2 minutes, so it's going to be quickly, just take a breath together. And let's center ourselves right here. Okay. Take a breath in with me. Breathe in, and now breathe out. Feel that breath come out. Let's do it again together. Breathe in, longer out. And we're allowing ourselves to be. This moment and now o'clock, this moment right now is the perfect moment. I don't need to be anywhere else, but right here, and accepting and allowing the divine source to come through us as us. We're just letting it be. And by allowing ourselves being mindful and letting life be, then we can be able to let go. We don't get upset, we don't get angry, we don't get resentful, but we become aware of what is not helping us, what is occupying our mind, what is filling our mind instead of the good. Well, we're filling our mind with the things that are helping our ego being stuck. We're letting that go. Take a breath in and let go. You're pulling the weeds. Right now, you don't have to define it, but just allow your inner source and saying to the higher divine that I am letting go of what doesn't serve me. And why I'm letting go what doesn't serve me, so I have space to let in the good, to let the good of my higher self in, to let the good of the divine spirit in, to let the good of all the infinite miracles and possibilities that are right in front of me. I am always practicing and knowing that I have the capability of letting be, letting go, and letting in. Let's take a deep breath in again. Open your eyes. And with great gratitude, I thank you for being here doing that. What we've done right there is we settled our brain down. We got ourselves in a more calmer state. We centered back into what we want, and we started to do the programming. That's what meditation, that's what guided meditation, that's what affirmations, that is what prayer is. You are tapping in to your internal strength, and you are allowing yourself to celebrate who you are right now, letting go of anything that is causing you to be stuck in this human existence of ego, which keeps you down, thinking you're not good enough, or you're not right enough, or you're not loving enough, or whatever it is. Let it go so you can have that space, that internal beautiful space, and allow the good. And I'm pointing that the good is coming in, but really the good is coming through. The good is already inside of you. And now o'clock, right now, right now, right now. All right. I want to thank everybody for who's shown up today. I really appreciate it. I realized, let me see, I had my computer on, I'm going to fix it right now, on the wrong program, so I didn't see the comments. Oh, thank you, Wayne. I really appreciate. Hi, KJ. I really appreciate you guys being here. I know some people watch me on my channel on Facebook, and you write comments there, and I can't see them when they come up on my Facebook page. But I just appreciate it. I can circle back and see them all. So I do. I just adore you all. I love you all. PIP is about us practicing infinite possibilities together. And next week, we're going to keep practicing about infinite possibilities. And we're going to start doing some of this programming, okay, that I'll be doing in depth in my course. But we're going to start using the programming from the Book of Joy with the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu. They have 8 pillars. And they're saying exactly what is being said by everyone, from the Buddha to Jesus, you know, to your mom, that the good is inside of us. The good is inside of us. We got to get out of our own way. So let's be, let's let go, and let's let in. And hopefully on these classes that I'm doing, or these shows I'm doing with New Thought Network, which I'm so grateful for, is really helping us and helping me. I'm doing this with you. It takes a village to allow the letting in. Let in, but I also want you to know letting in is coming from inside of you out. You are the light. Everything is possible right now o'clock. All right. Please remember to support New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network proud.
It's a nonprofit.
On behalf.
It really is a wonderful stage. Please share our videos. Please know that we're doing this because we love the world and we're helping the world. We got it with me? Let be, let go, let in. Have a great week. I'll see you next Friday.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents Lindsay Leimbach, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific.